Well, we'll go ahead and get started, and then if Samantha's able to join us, we'll let her in and uh, let us know what's going on up in your area. But so I received an email late yesterday afternoon, early evening, that Barry Lee has decided to step down as Reentry Council co-chair. So he is very busy. That the house recovery home that he works for has just recently gotten WAVAR and OFLAC certification. So he's overcommitted, and he needs to spend some more time. And so I wish him the best, and congratulated the house on getting their new certification, because I know that's quite a process. So so he has stepped down, and I haven't heard from Samantha directly this morning, to make sure that she's going to still co-chair. But I received an email from Marky Jeffries from Jobs and Hope, who was interested in co-chairing with Samantha, and said that she had talked with Samantha. So that leads me to believe that Sam's still going to be working as one of the chairs. So hopefully next month we'll all be here again and have our co-chairs back in place. So I know that it's hard. It's a volunteer position, and I rely greatly on each of the chairs for each of the councils, because I'm not local to everywhere. I don't know what's going on each of the 20 council areas, so that's why I rely so heavily on them, because they know what's important to those areas, and what are the key hotspots and the issues that are going on. So so I'm grateful for anyone that is able to chair a council and take some time out of their day and do some good stuff with us. So I don't know. We'll just go around, do introductions. If there's anything going on, anything you want to share, just let me know. We'll go through. The only thing I can think of, and I will drop that over in the chat here in just a minute, is the West Virginia Restorative Justice Project is doing a skill building institute on June 13th in Morgantown. So if you are interested in restorative justice and healing and compassion and learning how to lead a circle of support and acceptance, any of those things, that's what that day is going to be about. So I will drop the registration link in there. I know they're also still looking for volunteers. So if you volunteer, your registration fee is waived. You get free housing in the dorms. I think you get a gas card, and then food will be covered and stuff. So I will drop that over in the chat for anybody. I haven't helped plan this one, but I helped plan last year's 2-day retreat, and a couple of other things. So it's to me, it's just really great to see that healing in that on both sides of an instance. So, but that's all I've got. So I'll just call on somebody, and then if you want to call on somebody after you introduce yourself, if you've got anything going on. So medical services, who are you?
Give me 1 second. I'm my mouth, sorry.
Oh, so okay, we'll come back to you. How about Jillian? Are you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Jillian Kennard, and I work for WVU Medicine Healthy Minds in Clarksburg, West Virginia. I'm actually the peer recovery coach, the PRSS for Tigard Valley Regional Jail. So I'm just here for the first time. My supervisor just thought that it would be good to do this every month. So I'm just glad to be here and glad to see what REACH is all about.
That's fantastic. So do you go to you're in Clarksburg?
Yes, at the Summit Center. Yeah.
Okay. Do you go to the in-person for the Clarksburg Council?
I haven't been. This is my first meeting I've ever went to.
Okay. All right. Lou Ortenzio heads the one there in Clarksburg, and they pair it with Healthy Harrison and Recovery. I can't remember what they call it now. But they meet, actually, yes, it is today. Yeah, it is today. I think it's 11 or 11:30. They do lunch and everything. So
Yeah,
if
I actually they went last month to that. Today I'm actually going to Elkins for a FRN meeting, so I'm not gonna be able to attend that today, but next month I'm definitely gonna go.
all right. So speaking of FRNs, good. I am trying, I have reached out, I have emailed every FRN in the state to include them. And Ayla, that's a good question. So if you're there, I'm gonna put a flyer in the chat also. I'm just trying to get them, we all serve the same people. We all work with the same people, and
Right.
let's work collaboratively, and they can join our meetings, we'll join their meetings, whatever it is, we can combine our meetings. So but yeah, that would be awesome. And then there is, if you go to the website for the FRNs, there's no Excel spreadsheet or anything that has all of the FRNs listed. You have to click individually. So that was a pain when I emailed them, but it was a labor of love to get them here. So
And the meeting, the FRN meeting is actually it's right by the middle school. I think it's at the old armory building, and it's at 1:30 today.
It's always the third Wednesday of the month.
So same day as ours, just a couple hours later. So, and then, yeah, so it's a busy time.
And what'd you say about the what'd you say that you were gonna put something in the a flyer or something?
Yep, I'm putting it in there right now. So if you want to download it and share it with them, it's got a QR code. And so that will allow them to sign up to receive our emails and the invitations to all of our reentry council meetings. And so you can select, and that's what, for you too. If you serve more than one region, you can select as many reentry councils as you'd like to see, receive information from.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. All right. Sir, go ahead.
Okay, now I'm better. My name's Scott Trudell. I'm the Community Engagement Specialist at Appalachian Community Health. I'm also the community thing for CR in Buchanan, so kind of I got a multitask thing, just trying to facilitate your programs all together. And actually, I'm planning something. What is it? July 26th. Out in at Elkins Park. We're getting a couple of people that have really good testimonies that went to prison and just changed their lives around right in the park, and trying to get something. So that's in the beginning stages. So, but I'll go to somebody else. I'm not a big talker.
All right. And if you have a flyer or anything for that event, drop it in the chat and I'll get it shared out if you want.
Probably by next month I should.
Okay, perfect. All right. Ayla, do you want to go? And then after you're done, you can call on somebody.
Yeah, sure. Ayla Matthias with Aetna Better Health. I am a part of their social determinants of health team. So I work with community organizations to help them do the work that we already know they're doing, because as you all well know, if people are housed, clothed, fed, et cetera, their basic needs are met, then they're more likely to do things like go to their annual wellness visits. And I know if I'm stressed, the last thing on my mind is to make a doctor's appointment. So that's kind of the end goal, is by doing that extra help that our members and members in general, community members, are able to kind of free up some of those stressors. If you want help planning that event, I'll drop my email in the chat, and I'm more than happy to do anything that I can to support that.
Awesome. Thanks, Ayla. How about Sherry? Also Aetna.
Well, Ayla kind of said it all right there. She works with social determinants of health, and I work with community development, and we do work together on things as we can, and Ayla has a lot more of the state to cover than I do. So she, bless her heart, is very busy most of the time trying to keep up with that. But we just do community development, and so community events, activities that can benefit and educate the community, and particularly lower income folks, about health and their health, and benefits that they might have if they are members. Um, and we like to help with any events too. So keep me in mind if I can help with that as well.
Thank you. All right, Leah.
Good morning, afternoon. Nope, still good morning. I'm Leah Hall. I'm with Jobs and Hope, West Virginia. I'm the transition agent for Randolph, Tucker, Upshur, Braxton, and Gilmer counties. I think I got them all. And so, as most people know, Jobs and Hope is a statewide program helping eliminate barriers to employment for folks. The majority, not the majority, but a good portion of our people are justice involved, are coming back to their communities from reentry. The one thing that I do want to mention is that I am part of a group in Braxton County where we're preparing to host an event. It's a summer reading event. And so I am soliciting book donations. And so if anybody has any books laying around their house that they no longer need, from infant to adult, please, I will put my email in the chat. Please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to come pick them up. They're going to go to a really great cause. We're hoping to draw a good crowd. We're partnering with the Adult Learning Center out there. And if anybody wants to attend out in Braxton County on June 2nd, I will have the flyer. They'll have more information next month. I can bring that with me. But I am trying to plan ahead. And so all of my meetings, I'm asking for books. And so if anybody has any, please let me know. Thanks.
I love that. And I don't know, I have a really hard time getting rid of books. And I'm like, I don't know. And even though I put stuff in my Kindle, I'm like, but I want the hard copy of it too. Oh, all right. April, would you like to introduce yourself and if you've got anything going on?
Good morning. I'm April Durking. I work with the Randolph County Housing Authority Supportive Services Department. I am the job coach for our wood product manufacturing class and also our construction class. Participants receive CPR, first aid, OSHA 10 forklift certification with both of those classes. I have a wood product manufacturing class starting April the 21st. So I will be interviewing for those participants toward the beginning of April. They are required to have a Social Security card, birth certificate, and a form of ID to enroll in the class, and they have to be drug-free. So it's geared toward people that either have that are justice involved or in recovery. Section 8 waiting list is also opening April the 3rd from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that's all I have.
Awesome. All right. And if you have a flyer for that class, either email it to me or drop it in the chat or anything.
I'll drop it. Thank you.
All right. Leah, Dominique had shared out yesterday, 2 classes that are coming up in Parkersburg and Ripley. So, I can't remember what they were now. Some kind of construction-based class, but I don't remember now. So if you have things like that in your area, please send those to me and I'll get them shared out too. So. All right. Brooke, I think you're last. You have to introduce yourself and if you have anything going on.
Good morning. So I am Brooke Reif. I am the West Virginia State Parole Officer for Randolph County, Tucker County, and Northern Pocahontas. I have some familiar faces this morning, especially with Leah, who I'm in contact with all all the time for my people. And I I'm sure that the rest of you will probably eventually run into somebody who is currently on my caseload or has just joined my caseload. So I'm involved with a little bit of everything in the community, but I will put my contact information. And if you go past somebody who is currently on state parole, please feel free to use that contact information to get a hold of me, and then we can coordinate anything we need to get new parolees or current parolees set up for success so that they can move forward from incarceration.
All right, thank you, Brooke. I know, Reach works a lot with the parole office there in Logan, Linga, and Mingo, that area.
Think the Logan, I think Logan County reports to
Southwestern
maybe
region.
Charleston or Beckley.
Okay. So we work a lot with the parole offices, and we're just grateful any partnerships. We have Reach has a new Appalachian Regional Commission grant that we started this fall that takes our navigators. We have paid navigators now, so they used to be just volunteers, but now with this grant we're able to have some paid navigators. So we're focusing mostly on that southern part of the state. To cover 7 counties there, and has helping people as they come out, when they come out, to be that navigator, that peer. I don't want to say peer support because it's completely different, but it is a peer, and they're working to do. Do you need your IDs? Do you need employment? Do you need education? Do you just need someone to talk to? So we're doing that, and then in the Logan Boone area, we are also pairing that with a community health worker with Coalfield Health so that they can work on those social determinants of health, that Ayla the Ayla and Sherry talked about, that if they've been incarcerated for a long time, they've had zero health care or they couldn't self-advocate. And so now you're out and you have diabetes or high blood pressure and you don't know how to manage those things, and you don't understand that you don't have to have an assigned doctor. You can choose who you want to see. And it's not just your physical health, it's your emotional and behavioral health and all of those things. So we're working to get that community healthcare worker paired with our reentry navigators so that they have dual support. And all in the hopes to show that this is an important service, a necessary service to help people become people, to be back, I don't say back because sometimes they never even got to that point, but to be the best person that they can be. So, but I appreciate everything that all of you do, because each of us, work in some different facet, whether it's healthcare or employment or all of those other wraparound services. So I appreciate all of you and what you do. Does anyone have anything else that's important that's going on? It's weighing on your mind? All right. Well, Morgantown started it yesterday. Yesterday, Mercer, McDowell, Summers, Monroe followed up with it. So I'm going to issue this to you. If you want to share a personal or professional win, a gratitude from the past week, let me know what's going on. What's something good that's happened? I'll go and share that I work part-time for Kentucky Adult Education, and I'm working with a student that she just recently finished her GED, and we're working to get her started in the accelerated 8-week classes in college. And so she was sitting here at the Adult Ed Center with me, and she showed me her phone, and I am listed in her phone as Krisha, the help that I need. So the fact that that's what she listed me, that she knows I'm going to help her and help her figure out things, that was a big win for me, that I'm like, oh yes, I'm doing something right. So all right, does anybody have anything else? Who wants to share a win, something that you're proud of?
I have a pretty big win. So in my former life, I worked with kiddos in state's custody, and I'm still in contact with one of my kids who's still in a facility. He doesn't have any family, any real supports. And he used to be a menace. I mean, an absolute aggressive menace. And the other day he called me, and he's 18 now, and he said, "These bitches are lucky I'm 18." And I said, "Well, why is that?" He said, because they made me mad and I wanted to hit them, but I'll catch a charge. And so I called you instead. And it was just like, yes, you're using the tools. Yes, thank you. So that was fun.
That's good. I mean, you've taught him to think before you act. And
Yes.
what are the repercussions if I do take that action? So good for
Yes,
you.
it's been a long time coming. But I know other kids in similar situations and adults that don't have that skill set.
Yeah.
So I
Nice.
was really excited.
Good job. All right. Who else has a win? Come on, somebody share a win. Nothing? Oh, come on.
I'll go ahead.
Okay.
Earlier I was able to do a follow-up call. One of my clients is at a treatment center and she decided to stay long-term now. And just knowing that I'm a support for her, knowing that, she can relate to me and that she has that person. Like I remember when I was in her situation and having those people that I needed so bad. So to be that person for her is just so rewarding, and that's a win for me.
That's awesome. You see it a lot, and especially like in, when I worked in the college setting, the tagline was your success equals our success. But sometimes it is really true. It really is true, and it makes you feel good about some of the things that you've done, and that all of your hardships and the things that you've gone through make you more empathetic and able to understand what other people are going through. Kudos to you,
Absolutely.
Jillian. All right.
Thank you.
So that kind of also leads me to believe too, sorry, just a second, leave. Next month is Second Chance Month. So if anybody on here has lived experience and wants to share their story next month, let me know, let Marky or Samantha know, and we'll get you lined up for next month to share your story. So, all right, Leah, what's your win?
I will say, so I've been in jobs and I'm doing this job for a couple of years now, and people say thank you and they're grateful, and you know what I mean, but not a lot. A lot of times it's kind of expected, like what I do, and sometimes I feel taken for granted. But this last week I have one participant that I've had for just over a year, and when I met her, she was just a week, maybe even 4 days out of prison. And in this year, she has completed heavy equipment operator training. It just chokes me up. She's got her own place, owns her own home, is reconnected with her family, is off parole already, and just got a vehicle through our program. And she sent me this email that was just so beautiful and heartfelt. And nobody does that. You know what I mean? Nobody takes the time to say thank you, except for just like, hey, thanks. You know what I mean? But like just to have that recognition that she was just like, I really appreciate everything you did. She did all the hard work. Like I was just there alongside her. But it really meant something when people truly appreciate the work that you do when we do this work. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm so proud of her. There's just sometimes you're just so proud of these people that really change their life. Like us with lived experience, when we've changed our lives and we see them change their lives. It's awesome.
That is amazing. So, congratulations to her, but, congratulations to you for sticking with her and, being that guide and that mentor. And this is your next step, and this is your next step. And I told some of the other councils that I went to a conference a couple of weeks ago, and the keynote speaker was an attorney and he did a financial crime. And so when he went to prison, he's like, suddenly I was incredibly popular because everybody thought they were going to get free legal advice. He says, but the most disheartening thing for him to hear was to hear somebody in authority there say, I don't know. I don't know how to help you. I don't know what your next step is. I don't know what this is. And so now that she's out, you know how to connect her to all the resources and things. So good job, Leah. All right. Anybody else have any wins they want to share?
Good morning, everyone. Sorry I was late.
Yep, Megan, introduce yourself if you've got anything going on, and we're just kind of sharing moments of gratitude or something personally or professionally that's a good that's happened to us in the past week. And then Ashley, you can go after Megan.
My name's Megan Payne. I'm the director of One Unique Recovery House in Buchanan, West Virginia. This quarter, I have just really been focusing on community involvement and community impact and getting the community comfortable with our residents. And Buchanan's pretty open for the most part. And I get really worked up about advocacy and like them learning how to advocate for themselves. But until they can, here I am. And we have reached out to so many parts of the community. We've gotten 11 essentially MOU deals with businesses that will hire our residents. No questions asked. I know it's been crazy. I've been terrorizing these people in a good way, in a positive way. But we are working at the parish house on Friday. We've been at the pregnancy center. We've been all over the place. We got selected for West Virginia Make It Shine Day for the Department of Environmental Protection. We just have so much going on, and I was like mentally prepared to like fight this battle. That everyone is going to hear me and give my residents a chance. It gets me all worked up. But I didn't have to fight any battles. So that's my win. Like everyone in every place, nobody was rude to me. Nobody was like, get out of here. Everyone listened to my spiel, whether they liked it or not, very politely and calmly. And almost everyone that we approached of like, how can we help you to help them in the long run get reconnected and feel like they're not second class citizens in this community. And everyone was so nice. I'm crazy busy because we've committed to all kinds of things, but I love it. And my residents are so happy. They're cooking turkeys today to give out to people. Everyone's so happy. So it's a win for me when they're happy, and it's even bigger when the community is actually starting to accept people where they're at, as they should, and really want to be a part of it. So I'm really grateful this morning. Thanks for letting me share that.
That's completely amazing. I love that. And having a job and being productive, that's all part of your self-worth and your self-esteem. And when you're able to go out and make a difference, not only for yourself, but making turkeys and giving out to people, I mean, that's awesome. It's gonna be 79 degrees and your home smells like turkey. That's gonna be a beautiful thing.
They're so happy, and like to get to take them into somewhere and introduce them and like this, and let them have their interview, because of course the places do their interviews and have their choice, but the fact that they don't have to stress about like explaining they're in recovery or they have legal problems, like a blessing.
That's awesome. And then, I don't know if Ashley's, following my train of thought, but if we ever have one of the big reentry job fairs, we need to get Megan as a recruiter for some of those employers. So Ashley and I did a job fair, and I mean, it's been a while back, but some of the employers, I'm just like, they're just sitting back, they're not engaging with people. And of course, there weren't a whole lot of people that showed up for it either, but yeah, Megan, we need to, when we have a big job fair, we need to get you as a recruiter for employers. So, and if you can put your information in the chat, Ayla wants to reach out to you. All right, Ashley, if you want to introduce yourself, and then I have not talked about the driver's license thing yet, so if you want to share that too.
Yep. So I'm Ashley Little. I'm the reentry coordinator with the U.S. Attorney's Office. We handle the 32 northern counties, which I believe is all of the ones in this council, so that's good. I don't have any super exciting news. We've just been trugging along here, trying to keep our heads down and keep our job. So that's really all we're doing. I did have a conversation with the gentleman at the DMV that we were having an issue with folks who were unhoused being able to get an ID because they didn't have a permanent address. We did get him to confirm that there are quite a few homeless shelters that have somebody on file that can actually sign an affidavit saying that they're staying there and that they are able to get a state ID then at that point. Of course, they would have to go back and change it once they get a more permanent residence, but it's a good start to get them to start being able to apply for a residence and to start being able to apply for services. The one caveat to that is that those that are, we know that some people have certain pride when it comes to staying at homeless shelters. They'd rather stay in a tent or sleep on the street. What we did find out from the gentleman at the DMV is that they don't ever question how many days they're staying at the homeless shelter. So if we could possibly get these individuals to just stay maybe one night, if the homeless shelter agrees to that and have them sign off on the affidavit, that might be our way to kind of circumvent all of that. Krisha and I have been talking about one of the next steps is that we're actually going to be reaching out to the homeless shelters across the state and just make sure they're aware that this is something that is a possibility, and make sure that they have at least one person from each homeless shelter on file with the DMV so that they can sign off on these affidavits and hopefully get a lot more of our folks some IDs. And then I'm also going to try and see if they have specific expectations of how many days somebody would need to stay before they're willing to sign off on it. And also kind of just let them know that I had that conversation where they said that they don't check. So those are kind of our next steps. That's what we're working towards. And hopefully we can get some folks some IDs because we know that's a huge barrier. So.
Thank you. And I dropped the link over in the chat for that forum. So if anybody, works with any shelters, knows any contact people, Ashley and I would, love your assistance or connection with whoever those people are. So, but all right. Anything else? Any weighing heavy on your heart or your mind? We talked about the wins, so.
Actually, I just wanted to, sorry, go ahead. I just wanted to actually brag on Ashley Murphy. Because yesterday with that project I was telling you about, I'm looking at how big I got to do this, and this. And she helped me like kind of condense it down to, okay, bam, bam, bam. So I just wanted to brag on Murphy a little bit too. But I mean, that's small, but.
No, I mean, we aren't all subject matter experts on all things. And sometimes, asking for help is one of the hardest things to do. And if we need help, sometimes we need help and find somebody that knows how to do it and is willing to help. So, as Leah said, we all like to hear thank you and you did a good job. So, all right. Well, if there's nothing else, we will be back here in a month for April. And like I said, it's Second Chance Month. So if any of you have shared experience or lived experience and want to share your story, let me know. And then Samantha will join us and Marky will step in as the new vice chair and we'll see what we can do for April. So, all right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.